Touch me now. Do you remember the rain? 'Cause I remember the rain. I wanna feel it right now. To me, my debut album means a milestone has been overcome, and it means that I am on to newer, better things. And it means that everybody gets to hear what I've been working on for 2 years. I think you saw me embark on this journey in Nigeria with brown hair, curly, singing songs like "Loving Your Way" and "Irawo" and "Chairman," and then I evolved and I started to get a bit more into myself and portray a style that I don't think had really been touched on prior to me doing it. This risque, bit more rebellious me, kind of just, not conforming, breaking out of the norm. And I gave you Murder featuring Patoranking and Shady, and I think that was the birth of Shay, which I would like to refer to as the rebellious one. Maybe the more international, acceptable one. I don't know. So I guess, I don't know. I hope that explains the question. No, I don't think that did at all. I think a lot of record companies around the world at one point, especially last year, were looking for acts within Africa. So they were focusing especially on South Africa, Ghana, Nigeria. And I know they signed some other acts, from different parts of Africa. I was signed really, I think mainly off the strength of Murder, because Murder was released independently. Completely independently, no engine, no marketing, no nothing, no money, literally. And it grew its own wings and it crossed over and it charted in the UK on its own, right? On Radio 1, Radio 1 Extra, all the radio stations out there. And so I feel like they just found that to be quite a big deal, right? And so they decided to invest in wherever that success came from. And that was me and my team. And so they felt like they had found something good out of Africa, and they decided to sign it and develop it. I'm talking as if it's not me, but it's a project, isn't it? Well, my Islands record deal means that I get to make a record with the support of an engine now, a global engine, distribution, marketing, development, recording. It just means that I have the support of a structured record label globally. I don't really miss my days with Matthew Noel or From Above. No, I just really appreciate them, and I'm glad I went through them, and I'm glad I had them. For me to say I miss them would almost seem like I would want to go back there. And I don't, because I feel like I've grown a lot, and I feel like it really helped me, that time really helped me become who I am today. So I'm glad I've evolved and I've progressed and I'm here where I am now. No, I don't feel like it's more challenging to sing the Nigerian way. I'm Nigerian. I speak Yoruba fluently. I speak Pidgin. I schooled here briefly. I lived here. It's never been challenging. Like the more traditional songs that I sing, i.e. the high life ones, the Jangilovas, the Loving Your Ways, the Chairmans, they were co-written, right, by a friend of mine called Harry Songs. And we all know what kind of music he does, and we all love it. And we've been friends for a while, so it was never challenging to interpret his lyrics. But yes, of course, it was challenging for me to compose it myself, because it's not my first dialect. So. I think it's very sad. I think it's very heartbreaking, and I feel like we do need a healer. In my song, that healer is really love, actually, because love eradicates greed, eradicates vanity, eradicates bloodshed. Love is forgiving, love is sharing, love is unity. And so basically in the song Healer on my album featuring Sound Sultan, we're just calling for a little bit more love to be recognized and shared across the whole world. I guess my opinion about the bloodshed and the things happening around the world, in Paris, I think any humane person shares the same thoughts as me. So I don't really know what to say about that. I hope that my album will contribute to the Nigerian music industry in a way that hasn't been done before. Like, you always want to add, right? And to add, if you're adding, then you're hoping that it's, elevating something, or it's, improving something, or just adding a little bit of zhuzh to a situation. And I hope that my album adds some zhuzh to the Nigerian music industry. I hope it does things that I never thought it could do, and I hope that it adds value and inspires people to think out of the box and bring back real music. I think what we try to achieve on the Seyi Shay album is music for everyone, right? Music that everybody could enjoy. So we decided to put songs like Tina featuring the band on an album with a song called The Mic, which is very guitar and reggae based, right? Completely different to High Life, completely opposite spectrums of the stick and completely different worlds, but we just try to give everybody something. And because I do not really fit into one genre of music, I would say, I didn't think it would be fitting to just make my whole album pop or R&B or whatever. So I just hope that everybody finds a song that they identify with, they can relate to. My album, you can just pick your favorite song and stick it in a mixed CD or whatever, and that was my intention. So I don't really know about anything else. I just think it's just for everybody. I don't feel the pressure to make pop music at all. I like pop music. I enjoy it. Obviously, there's some pop music that's a bit more annoying. Like, there's some pop music that will probably has the shelf life of like 3 months. But for that moment, everybody's caught in the hype of it, and everybody wants to be silly and enjoy this pop music that really doesn't make any sense, but it makes you feel good. And that's the idea of music. So I believe that if you do pop music really well and you can constantly make people dance, like every month releasing a new pop song, you're a winner. Like, hey, I have no qualms. But I don't really have that energy, so I like to focus more on music that tends to be seemingly evergreen, right? Because I want my music to actually say something, and I actually want it to affect people's lives specifically and particularly. And I believe you can only do that from music that comes from your soul and music that is evergreen. So that's why I tend to I kind of lean more towards that contemporary side rather than pop. Well, I've been offered a few movie roles in the past 6 months. I know a few directors that are really cool. Like, I have a good relationship with Nollywood in general, and I like to act, as you can tell from my music videos. But I don't know if I have that much time, especially in the new year, because now that I've released Seyi Shay, I need to go on tour across the rest of Africa. I need to, get closer to my fans now that they have an idea of what I'm about. And also I own a record label, so I have to sign people and focus on them too. And then I'm a woman, so I need to chill out and be like, a woman, right? So there's a lot of other things I have to do first before I think about acting and modeling and all these other things. Orezi, I've known Orezi for like 2 years. I knew him before he had his first hit song, and I met him through Del B. And Orezi's, oh God, that guy is so talented. Like, I wish you guys could actually hear him sing. He's phenomenal, and he's a great songwriter. That's what I think about him. I think he's amazing. Well, I didn't grow up with my dad. I didn't meet my dad until quite late in my life, because I was raised by my mom and my siblings pretty much in the UK. But I knew that when I met Sound Sultan, he was very, very fatherly to me. The very first day I met him, my group had just broken up. I was in a studio in London trying to, continue my career, with or without any help. I was like, hey, I'm not giving up. And Sound Sultan walked in. He heard something playing from the producer that had my voice on it. He was impressed. I told him I was Nigerian. We're both skinny and tall and dark. And I was like, hey, you could be my brother. I thought we looked alike. I still say it today. He's like, no, we don't. But anyway, whatever. And he's always just been very encouraging. And in fact, he's the person that, encouraged me the most to move back to Nigeria and continue with my musical career. After my mom saying it before she passed away, he was the next person that I met that was really, really, adamant. He was so convicted in his belief that I would make it in Nigeria. And I was like, dude, I don't know, Then I had never heard of him. He gave me an album of his, and I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I didn't think that, God forgive me, but I didn't even think that, back home, the understanding of music could be as deep as it was in his album. I was so happy. I was sold. So he and I are very close. He's my godfather in the music industry, my brother. His wife is my sister and one of my best friends. And that's pretty much the nutshell of our relationship. Yes, I'm in a relationship, and it will lead somewhere very far.
This year, next year?
Can't give you any dates. But he knows now, he's watching.
All right.
Do I think I'm underrated? No. I feel like there's politics. I feel like there's different people that you have to please at different times. I also feel like I'm not like a powerhouse, right? I'm not a Chalk City or Mavens or something like that. I'm not any of these record labels, right? So I'm just a girl trying to make an imprint and trying to do something, different. One of the people I really, really am inspired by is Omaomi, because she's somebody that, set this trend of being a woman and just going at it. And whoever's on board is on board. Whoever doesn't want to be on board doesn't want to be on board. But just really going at it and believing in yourself and working extra hard, because we have to, because we're girls and we're not signed to any label. And it's not really about being undermined or undervalued. It's really about just some opportunities come to different people at different times for different reasons. And time is probably the operative word and the most powerful word in everything I've just said there, because time is everything. And I feel like my time will come. That's pretty much it. I really believe it's been worth my while coming back home to Nigeria to pursue my musical career, because I've never really been a vain person, and I've never really been somebody that would die on top of fame and trying to I need to, and I don't really have that in me. I just want to make an impact. You understand? And that's, I feel like I've made some, and I know I've made some kind of impact because of the way people respond to me and the way girls, look at me and, they're inspired and some of them cry and they write me letters and stuff like that. It's really touching. I don't really want much, I don't really want the world. I just want to just be happy doing what I know how to do with the gift God has given me, to touch lives, even if it's like 10, right? But I don't know. I'm happy that I came back because I get to do what I really love doing without the pressures of the world on my shoulders in Nigeria. And funnily enough, I had to come back to Nigeria to be recognized outside. And isn't that a beautiful thing? It is, right? So